and welcome to the Wrestling Corner episode 30. Unlikely Alliance. We'll come into that later. But as always, I am joined by Simon. How are you this week?
Doing alright. A few technical problems, but I think behind me.
Yeah, I think we're fine there. Busy week in wrestling again, and it's not slowing down for next week, but I'm slowly getting burned out, Simon. I'm slowly getting burned out. I think I need a bit of a break or something. But it's always wrestling. At least it's the most consistent thing we've got going in terms of sportish wise.
Yeah.
This week, obviously, we had your regular shows at AEW NXTs and your Raw and SmackDown. We also had Payback this weekend with that big triple threat main event. We'll talk about that as we get deeper into the show. But we'll go straight into AEW. So the show opened up and with the tag
What
team
the hell
gauntlet.
happened on AEW?
It was
a
strange.
lifetime ago.
Yeah, mental in it. But show opened up with the tag team gauntlet match where the winners would face Hangman Page. The order of the and Kenny. The order of the gauntlet was it would be number 4 content #rank 4 Natural Nightmares against the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks would then face, or the Natural Nightmares face. Best Friends, the winners then would face FTR. The show signed up with the Natural Nightmares versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, what's it called? It's being the Elite trigger. They hit
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Bucks pin Q to match after being the Elite trigger. It's called. Yeah, it was I think it was the most expected win in this gauntlet match. I feel like Best Friends had been built up so they could win either way, but yeah, I'd never expected the Natural Nightmares to win.
No, I'm not sure who would.
I don't know how. I don't know how they've got to 4th ranked, but they have.
They win on Dark every week.
True. I can't wait for what is it? Not the Coalition. Who are they called? Fucking
the Initiative.
The Initiative, Peter Avalon, Lever Bates, and Brandon Cutler. Can't wait until they're ranked 4 because they still haven't picked up a win. It's the one thing I like on being the Elite. Yeah. Best Friends versus the Young Bucks now, and really good match leading up to it, but this all comes down to the ending. So Matt held Trent on the outside. Nick hit Trent with the senton. Trent kicked out after 450 splash. The Bucks set up the Meltzer driver. We now know a Hangman Page appeared ringside. Fair enough. Watching his friends. Also, just Nick goes to hit the Meltzer driver, goes to jump over the ropes, and Hangman Page just holds his leg, looks down and just holds his leg as Trent gets the roll upon Matt. And is this Hangman Page's heel turn?
It's
got to be right
because he didn't look quite sort of regretful.
Yeah, yeah, and this is one problem. I don't know where they're going with it because he does the holding of the leg, and then the Young Bucks confront him, and he just looks away and walks away. And I'm hoping they'll be what's it called? I know I saw being the Elite was called You're Out of the Elite. But they still have segments with Hangman. But one thing that was very interesting, I think they're breaking up Hangman and Kenny because I think at the end of being the Elite, they showed a camera shot and it was Kenny with do you know the cleaner when they were in New Japan?
I know Kenny Omega is a heel in New Japan, but I know nothing else.
He had that hair, like the mop with the grey hair, the glasses. So I think we're slowly going to get the break, but I think we'll get it here at All Out. When they will face FTR, because FTR picked up the win over the Best Friends. FTR obviously supported by Tully, and very impressive from FTR. I think it'll be a decent match. I think it's a bit more shenanigan based Payback in terms of Hangman and Kenny.
What you think? FTR versus Page and Omega on All Out will be a shenanigans based match?
No. So no. In terms of, I don't think it's going to be this 5-star classic because I think we're going to have the Young Bucks getting involved. We're going to have Hangman possibly teasing a heel turn, same with Kenny. I don't think we're just going to get this out and out incredible match. I think there'll be breaks in the match where it's either Young Bucks coming out to try and make a distraction, something like that.
Yeah.
Then we had Darby Allin, just a backstage segment saying he wasn't afraid of Ricky Starks. Lance Archer versus Sean Maluta. Is Sean Maluta right? One of the old NXT guys.
He was in the Cruiserweight Classic.
That's why I recognise him.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him, I thought that's Sean Maluta because he'd been in NXT quite a bit as well, but only ever as a job. And now he's jobbing on AEW.
Yeah, he's dropping to Lance Archer. Jet the Snakes entered the ring after John Lance. Jake Roberts was on the ring talking about the casino barrel all out. Jake said Archer had better eliminate the other 20 men in that match. Archer replied, everybody dies. Taz, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage interrupt. Jake Roberts said Taz said a team member of Team Taz will be victorious at the casino barrel, not Lance Archer. Taz pointed to Cage and Starks said one of these men will win it all out. Darby on the skateboard to the ring and blasted Starks right over his shoes. They brawled to the back. Brian Cage was STW Championship. Them two are eliminating each other in the match, aren't they? I already see it.
Yeah. I don't know who wins the Casino Battle Royal, but I guess we'll do predictions. I haven't actually thought about it yet.
Yeah, how many people have they announced? All the people that are in it?
No.
Well,
no. Still quite. I think like half of it's still to be decided.
Yeah, I completely forgot that it was all out this weekend until I checked the AEW notes. Because okay, hold up, sorry. Pardon me, I was just looking up that. Then we had a video package for Kuroshida versus Thunder Rosa. Just got some comments from Prince of Underground, who's a regular in the F1 streams and all the other ones. How ironic that Roman spent all these years fighting the Authority and getting screwed out of the title. Now he gets it that easily with him. And if they're telling us joining the bad side actually works, I think that is genuinely going for. I think it works. So Roman for so long has been this clean-cut babyface, and now has joined the dark side, and it's paid off.
Sorry, I've only just seen the comment. How ironic Roman spent all the years. Yeah, basically all the cries for it. For me, it's all the cries for Roman to turn heel for like all these years, and then when he finally does, no one's there to see it. It's quite poetic. They're telling us that joining the bad side actually works. Yeah, it does, but I don't know. Paul Heyman's recent track record of Heyman guys hasn't really worked out, but I feel like Roman's a bit different.
I think Roman's going to be very different.
He's not quite Curtis Axel.
Whoa! Why would he have the disrespect on Curtis Axel's name?
I love Curtis Axel, but him with Heyman was always a bit suspect.
Yeah. AEW World Championship match contract signing for All Out and John Moxley and MJF. What's it called? So it basically set up a match next week that it's going to be MJF's lawyer versus Moxley. The lawyer doesn't show up. MJF doesn't get Moxley. And next week he's going to show that the paradigm shift is legal. If the paradigm shift is not legal in the match against MJF, I'm sure Moxley will have another dirty finish for it. I don't know what he's going to really use. I'm trying to think of what are the big moves is he using.
Well, he tailors his offense dependent on who he's facing, doesn't he? So I don't know. Basically, he beat Brian Cage with some like random arm submission. So
I think we'll figure.
I don't know whether I'm excited.
This match I'm not. I'm looking at the. We'll count for AEW and then we'll talk about that thing. But yeah, there's a couple of matches. I'm like, okay, that's happening. One certain Mimosa match where I'm like, fucking, what's the point?
Yeah, that's the one for me that I think is going to be a real sort of chore to get through.
Yeah, but we'll carry on with the main show. The Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade versus Joey Janela, Sonny Kiss, and Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison, sorry, the man who looks like Jungle Boy. The bad guys won. Simple thing. Eddie Kingston came out and said one of his men will win the Casino Battle Royale. Very leading to, I think, Kingston. I think, is a shout for winning this,
Eddie Kingston winning what, the Battle Royal?
Maybe he just eliminates all these guys that he's saying that.
I don't think so. I'll have a look after we've done Dynamite. I'll pull up Wikipedia and I'll make an educated decision.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple of people that are in the match, and there's still so many to be announced. The crowd TNT champion Brody Lee came out with the Dark Order. They came out with a coffin. They placed it down. They opened it up, and it was 10 who was leading the thing with a fake Cody tattoo, basically saying they laid Cody to rest. Dusty Rhodes accusing Masha spun into the ring to attempt to take out the Ranger. To what they did to Cody and Brandy, the Dark Number outnumbered them. Scorpio Sky came out, tried even the odds. Anna Jay sort of made the not distraction, but yeah, did the distraction of Scorpio Sky. And then Matt Cardona helped join the fray, helping the Nightmare Family and Sky sort of out, and the Dark Order headed for higher ground. But that also says
this is Dark Order in their final form. This is
great.
This is what it took. It took them a good year, but they finally got there. I didn't know Matt Cardona
as well.
Yeah, the being the elite stuff's really funny. I didn't know Matt Cardona was in this match until I looked at the card like last night.
Yeah, same. That's what it makes sense. He's Cody's mate. He's only signed a few matches to be part of.
Yeah, I know it's a five match deal, so I guess what a pay-per-view one, but yeah, he doesn't feel important at all. But it should be a fun enough 8-man tag.
I think we know who. I think it's quite an obvious win that, or maybe someone comes out. But yeah, Hangman Page was at the Bowen News for him. Who are you? What have you become? You're out of the elite. That's what you expected from what happened. It was a handicap match after this. Big Swole versus Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, Goodbye Kip Sabian, and Rebel, or Reba, as Britt calls her. Big Swole basically did everything.
It was grim.
Yeah, I didn't catch this match. Hit the woman apparently.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't catch it.
Oh, it was very WWE Divas of 2010-esque. Dead silence in the crowd. The joke was that Rebel can't wrestle because she's not a wrestler, and therefore she acts like she can't wrestle. But Penelope Ford, I like Penelope, but this wasn't her greatest showing. And
she's a really mix and match wrestler, isn't she?
So when someone who is a wrestler is kind of botching, it then makes the person who's meant to be botching not funny.
Yeah,
it just makes her look crap as well. I felt really bad for Big Swole. She carried it. I really like Penelope Ford, but this wasn't her night.
Penelope seems the one thing she'll have just
she
an average thing.
Cold.
And then she'll have like a really good showing. I remember, was it last pay-per-view when she had that last title match? She had a decent showing. Yeah, but then
she blows really hot and cold.
Yeah.
It's
tough, but I'm invested in Big Swole, Britt Baker.
Yeah, but this wasn't the segment. AEW, their women's division. I feel like it gets worse every week.
It does. Anna Jane, Eva Luna, and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order brought out recruitment for to Tainara Conte. After encouragement from Anna Jay, Ty accepted, and then hooked Anna Jay. Fair play, like the Dark Order actually recruiting more people.
Yeah,
and it works.
I don't want it to get too big, but yeah.
No, I think it works. Her and Anna Jay were teaming together in that tag team tournament. And I like that Anna Jay really hasn't changed her gimmick up. In terms of like when she was wrestling on Dark. I don't know whether that's all pre-filmed and stuff, but she still hasn't really gone into this. I like that the Dark Order are sort of still their own gimmicks, apart from when Brody Lee comes out and then they have to be these serious people. But I say that, and you've watched Being the Elite, and they're just absolutely pissing after them on the floor. They're just pissing about backstage. Which is really fun to watch. But then we had our first ever tables match for AEW in the main event. It was Matt Hardy versus Samuel Guevara. I'll let you talk about this because I only catch tidbits of AEW just because there's so much wrestling, and it's
I have no idea this was the main event. I was really hard pressed to fit everything in this week.
Same. I do. Some weeks I just don't get a chance to watch AEW.
Yeah, in the space of from Saturday afternoon to this morning, I had to fit in NXT, AEW, SmackDown, 205 Live, main event, Raw, Payback, and all like WWE's The Bump Chronicle with Braun Strowman. Like I've just been non-stop, and there's so much.
I only really watch the shows. Like the thing is, if the show's on BT, I can watch it because it's very easy to watch. But AEW is just so awkward to access in the UK.
Yeah, that's why I've got AW Plus on Fight, which makes it easy enough for me. Right, this main event was relatively disappointing. I can't remember what happened in the match, so I'll go straight to the finish. Closing moments of the show. Yeah, Orange Cassidy comes sprinting out of nowhere, jumps Chris Jericho at the announce table. Oh, that's after the match. God, what do I know? Yeah, Sammy Guevara won by putting Matt Hardy through a table. That was it. It wasn't great. And then at the end, Orange Cassidy jumped Jericho, and there was a pull-apart brawl, and that closed the broadcast.
Well, I suppose it's what you want from a big feud that ends the show. I think you've got a minor problem with All Out, and you've got a lot of matches, but a lot of dead ones, in my opinion. Not a lot of dead ones, actually. Looks like, but you've got. So we'll do the predictions now. So are you ready? John Moxley versus MJF for a singles match, AEW World Championship. Moxley's banned from using his paradigm shift finishing move.
Mox.
Yeah, Moxley as well does. Yeah, Moxley. I don't see them putting the belt on MJF.
I'm quite certain on that one, I feel.
Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy, Mimosa Mayhem match. Match could be won by pinfall submission or throwing the opponent into a tank of mimosa.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Cassidy will be a bit of a. I think it'll be good because it's a bit of a comedy match, and there's a lot of serious matches on that card, so it'll be a nice break.
Orange Cassidy wins by throwing him into the mimosa, but I would like Jericho to just win with the Judas effect.
I love it if he won with the Judas effect, pins him, and then Jericho still ends up in the mimosa, like best friends come out or something.
Yeah, well, I think that's a possibility, but I think that's too. Then there's no point because Jericho wins, but Orange Cassidy gets his heat back, and then it's just like, well, what was the point?
It's back at square one, I suppose.
Yeah,
true. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus FTR with Tully Blanchard for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR for me.
FTR.
Yeah, I think we're getting the turns.
Yeah. I can't see. I can't see any way in which Omega and Adam Page don't have some dissension.
Do you think they both turn heel and be a heel tag team? And it was my own thinking. If you don't want to really not pull the trigger on solo runs, but
yeah, maybe I guess I don't know. There's so many ways they could take it. I don't even know.
They've very open-ended, which I quite like. Because you can have Adam Page teaming up with FTR. They've teased that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways it can go. Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa. Hikaru
Shida. Yeah, quite.
I won't be surprised if they do a really surprise switch. But yeah, I think it's going to be the 21-man Casino Battle Royale winner receives a future AEW World Championship match. So currently announced people are Darby Allin, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, The Butcher, The Blade, Eddie Kingston, and there's a couple more. So are you going to go for maybe a different winner that's not been announced yet? Or are you going to try?
I will pick my winner from someone who's been announced, but I don't think it's any of the guys here.
Ooh.
But if it is going to be anyone, it is Lance Archer.
Who do you think it's going to be, or do you think it'll be one of the two be decided?
I've got no idea.
Miro.
Oh, Miro. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. I feel like he's going to turn up in TNA instead. Impact.
I think Miro will show up at Bound for Glory, but yeah, it could be him.
Could be him. The 8-man tag team match, the Dark Order, Bradley Colt, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson versus Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares to try to get retribution for Cody and Brandy. Who's winning that?
The Dark Order.
Yeah, he's only just won the belts. I feel like it'd be stupid to give him a loss right now. It is a tag team loss, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's a yeah, so it's either Private Party. The winning team is Private Party and SCU versus Jurassic Express or the Young Bucks. Yeah, so is it? I'm confused. So is it Private Party versus SCU and then Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks, or is it Private Party and SCU versus the Jurassic Express and Young Bucks, and the winners will face each other?
Yeah, it's the second one.
Okay, right.
It's the first two versus the second two, and then it'll probably be I think it'll be Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks on pay-per-view.
Yeah. And then finally, Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, Broken Rules match. So
Hardy leave, is he not leave?
Yeah, I think it's a last man standing match. I think pinfalls can happen anywhere. You're not confined to the ring. Again, if Hardy loses, he must leave AEW. So yeah, very
I didn't
interesting.
know that.
I think I'm gonna go. Sammy Guevara wins, and Matt Hardy leaves the AEW, but broken Matt Hardy doesn't.
No, that's still Matt Hardy.
They're different entities.
No. I say Sammy Guevara. And I think Matt Hardy's AEW run has been a little bit underwhelming, so I think they'll just take him off TV
I
and
think
have
for
him as
Matt,
a
unfortunately, his run
useful
started
hand
during the.
backstage.
I would say his run happened during the pandemic.
Yeah, he's been unlucky. Well, I don't know. I mean, he can obviously he's still like class, but he's sort of getting on a bit, and
Yeah,
I'm
he's getting
sure
a
he'll
bit.
sort of want to wind down his career a bit.
Uh-huh.
45, obviously, he's been like he's wrestled a lot in those 45 years. A lot of injuries. Yeah.
Fair play to him. But yeah, all out this week and another busy week of wrestling. But I think it'll be a hopefully a very decent show. Now, before we move on, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, did you see Ryan Satin's tweets during AEW? I think it was this week. It might have been last week, but did you see it?
Yeah, he's Tony Khan, Jim Cornette, I think.
No,
North Korea, that was it.
Yeah, so there was a video came out of Tony Khan just talking to fans saying, "Please don't swear. There'll be imposed fines for us. So please don't swear." Fair enough. And Ryan said, "Wonder if the people who compare WWE to North Korea regime for asking the virtual crowd to cheer will say the same thing about AEW asking the crowd not to curse at a wrestling show. Doubt it." Tony Khan, there are two completely different things, I think. Ryan saying, "How so? Both trying to influence how the crowd reacts to a certain degree for television purposes." Tony Khan, because I wasn't telling them when or what to chant. I was asking not to chant profanity so we don't get fined. It's not even similar, man. Since Dynamite airs on cable, it's deciding. Since Dynamite airs on cable, who does the fine come from? The FCC's profanity rules don't govern cable, and the multiple performance sale percentage on Dynamite. Wouldn't the crowd chanting "Holy shit" not really be an issue? Tony Khan. The network specifically asked me not to let the crowd chant that, and I'm a good cooperative media partner. Ryan, totally understandable. To be fair, though, the networks also wanted WWE to have an active crowd in what is genuinely not an active situation, watching from home. So it comes across better on TV if they're being a good cooperative media partner too, so it does seem comparable. What are your opinions on this? Because I know it's been a thing of, well, we're asking the fans to react. Tony Khan's doing the same thing. Now, I think it's obvious we like AWA, but I really don't think it's the same thing, innit?
No, it's all right, isn't it? If you just, I don't think it's too ridiculous to ask fans to don't swear too much. I don't think there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem with asking fans for WWE to cheer. To be honest, I don't think there's an issue there.
I don't think there's. I think if WWE came out on a live crowd and said, "Come on, guys, you need to cheer these guys," but I think in the virtual era, I think they have to go, "Guys, can you just cheer for this? It makes it look so much better on the Thunderdome." I don't think it's as bad, but I think comparing both shows is very, very strange indeed. Also, not breaking news, it was yesterday, but Maranello's left NXT.
Yeah, I'm not too bothered.
Are you?
Really? I feel like he's good, but I don't know. I feel like his time's been and gone, but he's still synonymous with the NXT of a couple of years ago. And now I sometimes feel he's a bit like a Mauro Ranallo soundboard.
Yeah, I can agree
if
with
you
that.
just push him, he shouts "Mamma Mia." If you press his other button, he'll make an obscure pop culture reference.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. I think you said see, but I'll be interested to see what they do now. Because I think Nigel McGuinness now is going to be NXT UK 100%. Because it's going to be, looks like it's going to be Vic Joseph, Beth Phoenix, and Wade Barrett, which I'm actually all for because I like Barrett on NXT.
Yeah, he was good, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I very liked. But as speaking of NXT, we'll move on to it. The show opened up with 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm just skipping over to Karrion Kross. So Karrion Kross came out and said he suffered a separated shoulder. The title had to be relinquished. He still looks like an absolute beast. It's such a shame that his injuries come when it has, but it's definitely the last we'll see of him for sure, and his
It was a
return will
really,
be even better.
it was a really good promo.
It was. He's
We
really
got.
good at it, so is
Um,
Scarlett as well.
I think there's a chance we don't see him in NXT again.
Oh, wow. Really?
I think he goes straight up to main.
As long as he goes to the men and he's exactly the same in NXT, same entrance and everything, I'm fine with it.
No, actually, I take that back. Maybe it's a little bit too soon, but
Yeah.
he ain't hanging around in NXT for long. This time next year, he's out.
It's a shame because I'd like to see him have a really good NXT run, but yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Yeah, but Shane Bell, obviously the title relinquished. We'll come on to what happens with the belt after that. Breezango defeated Imperium to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Imperium is going back to NXT UK. That's why they've dropped the belt. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I think
Imperium
have done a decent job on this as the Tag Team Champions. It's not been amazing, but they've held the belts when they had to. And I think giving Breezango their first belt, I'm all for.
Yep, that's good.
I'm trying to think when the next thing. So Tommaso Ciampa defeated Jake Atlas. He basically dismantled Jake Atlas in the ring, and then after the bell, attacking him, does a lovely thing. He put Atlas under the ring post, held his legs, dropped back. Atlas went straight underneath the ring, and smacked himself. Then Ciampa attacked him on the stretcher as well, getting very vicious heel Ciampa. I'm all for.
It was good, but I'm not sure I'd have had Jake Atlas be the man to take it.
But who do you do?
Conor Reeves.
Conor Reeves hasn't been on TV for ages, so.
The finest. I don't know. Someone else.
Problem Jake Atlas is the only legitimate one who is a babyface, so you feel really sad if he gets smacked up.
He's been picking up a few wins on 205, though.
They're not linear. They're not linear, unfortunately.
And they should have main evented. Apart from that, it was good.
Yeah. Robert Stonebrand argues their next move. I'm just going through the video clips a little bit. I'm nearly on it. Yeah. Breezango chose the new titles. Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, backstage promo. Candice and Tegan Knox little promo, very nice. And then your boy, he's your boy, innit? He's back in NXT.
He was my boy
until some stuff happened. But he's back in NXT. Austin Theory.
Yeah, I don't trust NXT to investigate it fully. So time will tell. But yeah, as a wrestler, solely as a wrestler, I really like Austin Theory. And it's good to see him back. Yeah, he's not with Seth Rollins, but
it's fair enough.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah. And that was a lovely slap by Bronson Reed as well. Can you be a beeping or am I going insane? I'm going insane. I can
see it. Hang on.
It's you, I think.
Is it? Yeah, it's my landline phone that's ringing for the second time in 5 minutes. I'll just explain up whether I should pick it up.
Do it. Remember Vince.
Oh God, am I?
We've seen your podcast. We want
my computer's operating fine.
You've got a real problem. Shotzi Blackheart defeated Mia Yim. What's gone on? What's happened? This podcast is a shambles. I feel like I'll just carry on. Shotzi Blackheart defeated Mia Yim. Fair play. Shotzi Blackheart ran over Robert Stone's leg again. And yeah, Shotzi Blackheart picks the win. Lovely. All for that. I like Shotzi. This is a big boy though. William Regal comes out.
What?
Is this the big boy? The big announcement?
Shall I talk? Can you hear me? Because I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I can hear you. You fine?
All right. Okay. I didn't know whether I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Sorry. Where were we? Big announcement. Yeah.
Big announcement. So William Regal comes out and goes, obviously the title's been relinquished. So we're going to have a match to determine a new NXT champion. And so we're going to have former NXT champions in a fatal four-way. And I thought, great, who are they going to bring back? They might bring maybe I was up like a KO might go back, a Shinsuke, Big E even would use his momentum. No, but I think we've still got a good match. So it goes Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, and Johnny Gargano. in a first ever Fatal 4-way 60-minute Ironman match on Super Tuesday. It's tonight. And Jesus,
It's right. Who wins?
I don't know. I was,
Well, it's not Gargano and it's not Adam Cole.
it's between Ciampa and Balor. I say Balor.
So at least these two.
It depends when you're sending Balor back to NXT UK for the Volta feud.
Yeah, that's what it all depends on.
If he's allowed to fly over, he's going to Tommy Champs.
They're still saying that they're going to do NXT Takeover in October.
So maybe from the BT Sport studio.
Maybe, yeah. But it's still called Takeover Dublin, but
yeah,
I've got no idea. I think it's Ciampa.
I think it's Ciampa as well, just because Cole's a very recent champion. Gargano's sort of he's not found his footing because I enjoy his heel work. I just think, I don't know. I think you need to do some more fleshing out of it, in my opinion, of his heel work. Santo Escobar defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott. Breezango came out and sort of made the save. It sets up a match for Tuesday where it's going to be a street fight, 6-man tag team match. Then we have the Era. Joe Maverick came out against Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly did pick up the one with the leg lock. Efficient and strong, basically came out, started attacking Maverick, who made the save. Killian Dane came out, cleared all the Era. You think, little and large partnership. We saw it work with EC3 and Drake. No, Killian Dane then just beats Drake. I'm glad that Killian Dane's getting a push.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to turn it. I thought we were going to have a bit of a big man, little man tag team. But yeah, it's all right. I guess Drake Maverick's making his way to the bottom of the scrap heap quite quickly.
Yes. I also got a question. Do you think Adam Cole is going to turn babyface? Now, I know this might sound so strange.
Yeah.
When the Era came out, no Adam Cole. Adam Cole sort of being a bit more reluctant to do all these heel stuff a little bit. Whereas the Era, they're not afraid to. Do you think this is sowing the seeds of maybe Adam Cole is like trying to become a better person? Or I was thinking Adam Cole sort of feels some not remorse, but like he's becoming a better guy. Whereas the Era going, what's happened to our leader? And then maybe the Era realize, well, what, this guy got all the championship shots before us. How's that fair? And maybe we get an Era turn.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If you watch this segment closely enough, though, Kyle O'Reilly doesn't join in with the beatdown. He like pushes Fish and Strong off of Drake Maverick.
Wow. Yeah, he does, doesn't
he? I don't know. I don't know what direction they're taking the Era, and I'm not sure they do. I think they're just killing time until the draft and they get called up.
True, but I think the Era can have this sort of thing of won't they break up or not, and then never break up, because they are all heels at the end of the day. All they could say is an excuse if they end up doing saying, well, he wanted the championship shot, so the only way to get it was beating up his fellow members.
Yeah.
Main event though, it was Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez defeating Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Gonzalez picking up the win on Ripley, big win for Gonzalez. But yeah, for me, it was nothing that it wasn't amazing. It's the right results. I think Kai and Gonzalez are great currently, but I didn't think it should have been main event.
I was a little bit surprised, and I was a bit surprised Raquel Gonzalez getting a pinfall win over Rhea Ripley in the main event of an NXT.
I mean, fair play to Raquel.
A little bit taken aback.
Well, I suppose it was all from Mercedes Martinez came out and powerbombed Ripley and stuff. So when Ripley came in, she was weak, but yeah, wasn't really expecting that to be the main event. But I suppose he's been on the show for quite a while now, so fair enough.
Yeah,
obviously, Super Tuesday's coming up. Got a big match tonight. Big match. You might be able to watch it as well.
Why? Why'd you say that?
Well, because you're normally a week behind.
Yeah, no, I'm because I use VPN now. I'm a day behind.
Oh,
so it just means I'll have to watch it on Thursday, on the same day as AEW.
Okay. That's what are you gonna do? Yeah, for you it's unlucky. I'll be watching on a lovely Tuesday night. So good.
Yeah, I would say it's usually an AEW on the Thursday, and then I watch NXT on the Friday. But NXT's a day earlier, it pushes them both onto the same day. It's all going wrong at the moment for me.
For you, with bloody NBA and what is it on that's slowing down NXT? Is it?
Is it done? Is it done yet? The bloody bloke shooting the hoops.
I don't think so.
Right.
I think it's still going on for AEW, but I don't know about NXT. I don't know why they're being moved. Or is that for NBA as well?
Baseball, I think.
Right. Oh, who cares about that?
I don't know the sports.
Glorified rounders.
Rounders, yeah.
But we'll move on to start off with SmackDown now because we've still got 2 more shows to go. SmackDown, Jeff Hardy defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. So Hardy issues an open challenge. AJ Styles comes out, but AJ went, he can't compete due to injuries from last week. But he said he took him out, and then Shinsuke Nakamura came out, and they lost. But it's more about Cesaro and Nakamura saying, "Well, we're a tag team. You should have at least informed me that you was going out into this match."
SmackDown grades. I'll do all my nonsense towards the end.
The end of SmackDown, like your Impact and stuff. After the match, great result. In fairness, Hardy wins. I think Nakamura looks a little bit stronger, and nothing much, but. Jeff goes to the top of the ramp. AJ is following him. Now you can just hear, "Oh, whoa, let's go!" And he came out, and I'm very happy. And he came back with his Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, I don't know. I didn't think the story was that he kept it. I thought it was that he had it vacant. They stripped it from him. And then,
but in fairness, if you think about it, he never got it stripped on the show. He had it, didn't he? If you think about it, he never got it stripped off the show. He never appeared, didn't he? So I suppose that's his thinking. Well, I still had the belt. They never formally got rid of the belt off me. So that'll be Sammy's thinking in the heel way.
I guess. Sami Zayn ain't going nowhere though because he boots Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy gets up and then Jeff Hardy's music plays. End of segment.
Yeah, but I'm glad Sammy's back.
Yeah, he's a good asset, isn't he, really?
He's an incredible asset.
So I think out of all the lads still, because Roman's back, Sammy's back. So he's the only one now who, and Brian Kendrick came back on 205.
He did, I saw that.
He's the only one now who has been staying home because of pandemic, Robert Roode. And you think anyone else?
D-Bryce.
Yeah, but he's not. He's been on TV though in pandemic.
Has he? Oh, yes. Maybe because Brie was having a child.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But yeah, Daniel Bryan's been out and about, so I think it's just Rob Roode.
And I think with Rob Roode, it's not even a thing of I don't think he wanted to wrestle. It's just all the traveling and stuff.
Yeah, well, he got drafted to Raw along with Dolph Ziggler in July, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he's just never.
And then we'll see.
Yeah, Matt Riddle defeated Shorty G. It was more about the setting up Cobb and Riddle for payback. But yeah, poor Shorty G. You can't pick up any wins, can he?
No. This was a 90-second match, wasn't it? I was just looking at Daniel Bryan's history, and he hasn't been on TV since June the 8th, which is nearly 3 months. I didn't think it'd been anywhere near that long.
July. Oh yeah, nearly. Yeah, we're in 1st of September, aren't we? Jesus.
June the 8th, when he got beat by Styles for the title. That was a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago.
Yeah, Shorty G deserves better, doesn't
he? Yeah. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler call out Bayley and Sasha Banks ahead of their payback match. Sure. Again, I wasn't invested in the tag team match.
Is this the promo where they talk about, is it Haystacks Calhoun?
I think so, yes. Who is Haystacks Calhoun again?
I don't no idea. I'm having a look now. Oh, he's American professional wrestler who died in 1989.
Gee, what? The most obscure reference.
It doesn't matter. They won't win at the pay-per-view, will they?
No, they definitely won't. I don't think they have a chance against this proper tag team. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro asked Sami Zayn to leave the Champions Lounge, which is very interesting. Not putting them back together, but I quite like it.
No, I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
I like them as a 3.
Braun Strowman defeated Drew Gulak in easy fashion. Sure.
Yeah, that was after Adam Pearce had got spotted holding the chair after Drew hit him. And then, Braun Strowman killed Drew Gulak. So much for Gulak's training with Daniel Bryan and IC title. And
yeah, good luck. Well done, Drew. I've got to say at the start of the show, Adam Pearce goes into Vince's office and Vince basically says, you need to get these 3 men to sign the contracts for Payback. And basically threatening Adam Pearce. So, poor Adam Pearce. He had a tough job.
Yeah. I like the Postman Pearce bit, though.
Yeah, I like that Vince goes, you may need this, hands him an outfit. And then you got a little segment with Otis unveiling your Money in the Bank lunchbox. Sure.
Yeah, he's playing with his dry salamis in front of Big E.
Yeah.
And then Sasha Banks and Bayley come over and say, look at these boys playing with their meat, which was like the punchline.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't laugh.
I knew you were going to say you'd chuckle. In fairness, that's something I'd chuckle at as well. It's bad to say. I was talking to the guys yesterday, and we were talking about just people that if you could remove one person off each roster right now for like a month, and I said Raw would be Natalya, and SmackDown would be Otis for me. I just don't get it.
What? You'd remove Otis over like?
It was the first person who came. It was the first person who came to my head.
Oh no! You don't find him funny when he's just standing there going, "Oh yeah, salamis."
Exactly. I don't get it. He's just fat. That's his gimmick, and he likes meat.
Funny. He's a meat
I do that every day.
I was really hoping he'd cash in at Payback. I really wanted him when the Fiend got knocked down before Roman came out.
Yeah.
Come on, Otis.
I don't know what they're going to do with Otis.
Well, he's got 9 months, basically, to cash in. Come on, Otis.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to do it.
They've got a Firefly Funhouse. Where have you got an idea?
We're building to Roman versus Big E at WrestleMania. Big E wins at WrestleMania. Otis cashes in like a week later.
He don't win though.
That's
you don't have him to be. No, you don't. If you have Big E at Mania, you don't have Big E then drop the belt to Otis.
Otis. It doesn't make any sense, but I'd laugh.
I know you would. I don't understand. Anyway, we had a Firefly Funhouse with Mr. Bray Wyatt, and he gets a knock on his door. It's Postman Pearce sending the contract to Wyatt, and Wyatt does sign it. So Adam Pearce has got one. He's got one more left. One more person to get a signature from, and it will come later on in the thing. Cesaro defeated Kalisto.
What a match!
Yeah,
awesome. Kalisto's great.
This gives two guys who are incredibly good. What more do you want?
Yeah. Speaking of luchadors, have you seen the Rey Mysterio news?
I really thought you was going to say, speaking of luchadors, Big E and Heavy Machinery.
No,
what is it?
He's torn his triceps and he's going to be injured for like a few months.
Jesus. Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a minor injury to keep him out for a week.
No, well, I haven't actually read it, so they keep him out for a few months. But I think torn tricep, what Edge did?
Yes. No, it was torn bicep, wasn't it?
I'm just having a look now. I think Edge torn triceps out for 8 months. Rey Mysterio. So, I mean, I guess you can get different severity in terms of how torn it is. But yeah, it's not great, is it?
Partial tear is 6 weeks. Complete tender tear is full surgery.
Right, I'm just going to have a look, see if I can find anywhere, but yeah.
Big E and Heavy Machinery defeat Sheamus at John Morrison and The Miz. Where's the main? Yeah. The Miz also, we got fair enough. We got a little bad segment before with Alexa Bliss comes out. She's got pigtails, but one of them is braided. And so Nikki comes out and she's holding a cup that Alexa got her. And then Nikki goes, "Oh well, it's a bit like the Fiend." And Alexa snaps, breaks the cup, and their friendship's over. Poor Nikki. Says you got
Oh
your hair a
no.
bit like the Fiend, but the Fiend's in Alexa's hair. I actually quite like this.
I feel the same level of indifference for Nikki Cross that you do for Otis.
Oh, okay. I can understand that. I love Nikki. She's great. She's just happy.
They've dropped the ball with Nikki Cross. She was insane one week and just normal the next, and then the Alexa Bliss manipulating a storyline, and then it just turns out they were good mateys all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending of SmackDown. Adam Pearce is looking for Roman Reigns, and he finds him, and he speaks to Roman. They go in sort of the locker room area, and Roman sits down and he starts talking, and then his promo sounds very similar. And he goes like, "Oh, by the way, that's it's not a spoiler; it's a preview." And then it cuts across to Paul Heyman. And this is why I couldn't want to think of the podcast because I could do one. I had Payback or Pay Whack. I thought that was a great name, but I was like, no, I did Unlikely Alliance because I think it's unlikely in terms of if you told us when Roman Reigns was the biggest face on the planet that in nearly a year time, maybe 2 year time, he'd be a heel along with Paul Heyman, they would have laughed at you. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah. I knew it had happened before I watched SmackDown, so I wasn't excited.
But I think the whole thing with Roman and Paul is great.
I did look at it and I was, oh, interesting. Right, okay. The problem is, I'll save it when I come on to Payback. But
so Roman doesn't sign the contract. Says that we need to make a few changes, and then we'll sign it.
Roman never signed the contract. Why was it being advertised as a triple threat, and why was the bell allowed to ring?
I think
why did he just sign the contract in the middle of the match?
That's what I don't understand. I was thinking my thinking was that.
I mean, I get it.
I was thinking like while from SmackDown to Payback, he signed the contract with the changes, and the change was that he could enter the match. Whenever he wanted. But then when he signed the contract on the ramp,
I'm just thinking from like a proper like logistical contractual standpoint. Like
he's WWE staff.
Well, it's wrestling, isn't it?
We had a man dressed as a postman trying to deliver a contract to a fake TV show.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That was Impact Wrestling.
That was yep, Impact and main event and all that.
Oh, Impact was good this week. There was so much Johnny Swinger.
For God's sake.
Right, we open with Eddie Edwards' Open Challenge for the World Championship. Rob Van Dam answers it, accompanied by Katie Forbes. The match was all right. Eddie Edwards hits the Boston Knee Party for the win. Eric Young attacks him after the match. And I think we've got that this week. On this week's Impact, Eric Young versus Eddie Edwards for the world title.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all right. Wrestle House. So,
about Wrestle House.
Right. This week in Wrestle House, they're having a toga party. Do you like a toga?
I know what a toga party, like Greek.
Yeah. So the toga party gave way. So we had a disagreement between Johnny Swinger and Crazy Steve. And Johnny Swinger shouted, Tommy Dreamer shouts match time, and then we get a blindfold match because the match came about because apparently in like toga parties, everyone's got like this mist, and they shout toga, and then you throw the mist at someone. I don't know, I don't get it. But it blinded Crazy Steve. So then Crazy Steve was like, I'm blind. I want a match with Swinger, but he's got to be blind as well. So they have a blindfold match, and the loser has to dress like the other one next week. I
can see where this is going.
So Swinger's blindfolded in the ring, and everyone around the ring saying, "Yeah, go splash him in like that corner," and they all shout to him like, "Go hot and cold as to where Crazy Steve is." But they're lying to him. So Swinger goes for a splash in the corner, misses, gets rolled up by Crazy Steve. 1, 2, 3. So Johnny Swinger, the swing man, has got to dress like Crazy Steve next week.
I was expecting to go the other way where Crazy Steve dresses as
no, if you can watch it, Johnny Swinger's Swinger's dialogue, what he says is just so.
He's absolutely mental.
Who wants to go swinging with a swingman, Daddy?
Not me. He's absolutely mental. Well, it's not mental. It's just fucking weird.
Have you seen him wrestle that 70-year-old Mike Jackson?
I'd never watched it. I saw the entrances and turned it off.
Where he goes, I've got one of the young bucks. I've got one of the Jackson brothers. Here he is. What a man! Right later
I
on,
knew you were going to find that funny.
yeah, I loved it. I watched it with the biggest smile on my face. Rosemary shows up shows up for her date with Larry D. Johnny Bravo gets jealous, and then we get a match between
Cartoon.
Johnny
Sorry.
Bravo.
Yeah, it's a cartoon, isn't
Is
it?
it? I don't know. Johnny Bravo and Larry D have the match. Larry D picks up the win. Johnny Bravo reveals to Ty Valkyrie that he has feelings for Rosemary. This sparks a challenge from Ty Valkyrie. She faces Rosemary in a winner-takes-all match this week on Wrestle House. So
It just, I think I'd love to be in the meetings, right, where they're going, right, we need someone for Wrestle House this week.
you're watching it,
Anyone watching it? Anything from Emmerdale this week?
right? Yeah, right. So the analysis on Bleacher Report. Swinger is a hidden gem in today's wrestling world,
He is
and
good, isn't
it is highly recommended that you seek out his work. He elevated what was otherwise a wrestle house that flirted with the fine line between fun and too funny. Yeah, he's an absolute gem.
Is Rick Buggs turned up?
I can
Or a
see
more
what-
mature. It's like
Yeah,
if Rick Buggs had
Buggs
grown
wanted-
up a bit.
Yeah. Eddie Edwards calls out Eric Young. I didn't care. I wanted more Swinger.
Of course, he did.
But it was a good promo. They had a brawl and it got broke up, so that sets up next week.
Yep.
Why did EC3 steal the world heavyweight title, the TNA
Why
world
did he?
title from Moose? I don't know actually.
Moose.
EC3 recalled his own win over Kurt Angle in 2015. And he said that was the last time he was happy. He admitted that as long as the championship existed, it was a reminder of his misery and angst. I have to let go of it. I have to destroy it. He invited Moose to the destruction of the title, and he said, "Destroying this title is the only way I'll ever be free." So that was good.
I love
Very
EC3.
serious. EC3. Willie Mack versus the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. Yeah, it was all right. Brian Myers got the win with a roll up, but he held the tights.
No,
So
was it the
he's
dirty
the most
feet?
professional wrestler until he becomes desperate, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a nice little story. And then the main event, 30-minute Iron Woman match for the Knockouts title, Jordan Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo. It was an all right match, and I think we got the first fall. The first fall came by Jordan Grace actually. She got a sleeper holding on Deonna Purrazzo, and that was 1-0. But Purrazzo leveled the scores with a I don't know. I can't remember. Match went into the final stretch. Last kind of few seconds. Sense of urgency. Deonna Purrazzo, German suplex, armbar, tap out with 5 seconds left.
Ah,
Deonna
I love a
Purrazzo
close finish.
gets the win. It was an excellent match. Yeah, Impact's awesome.
The thing is, when you because I don't watch Impact, I'll admit it. But when you're explaining it, it seems like the most. It seems like a pay-per-view mixed in with a YouTube like clip.
Well, that's the thing. These emergent shows, the two that they've done were like mini pay-per-views, like Fighter Fest and Great American Bash, whereas we're just back to normal Impact. But to be honest, you can't really tell a difference.
No, Wrestle House seems like the best thing.
I would implore anybody out there to watch him if you're not doing. I'm just firing up my other stuff. What else do I do? Is it 205 in main event?
Yeah. Superstars though. I wish Superstars were back again.
Oh, I watched Superstars every week until it was done.
I'm tuning to Sky. I was lucky enough to have Sky One. I remember I was tuning into that.
So we actually had 3 matches on 205 Live this week.
Wow, really stacking the card up there.
What a treat. And they lasted 3 minutes 30, 1 minute 41, and 8 minutes 5. So 205 in the Thunderdome's weird because no one reacts because no one's
really wanting to.
Yeah. Brian Kendrick defeated Tahuti Miles. Tony Nese defeated Liam Gray. And in the main event, Danny Burch and Only Lorcan beat Chase Parker and Matt Martell.
ever rise.
There's not much more to say because what is there to say?
Yeah.
On main event, okay, oh, it's quite a good episode actually. Mustafa Ali defeated Arturo Ruas,
Okay.
and in the main event, Ricochet
Go on, Trevor.
defeated Humberto Carrillo.
Wow, it's mental,
So,
innit? Poor
Ricochet's
Ali,
picking to
man.
win, but Ricochet and Ali on
Mental, innit?
main event wins.
Ali's just returned.
It wouldn't even be that bad, but they literally treat main event like it's just
Piece
like
of shit.
it's not. They don't mention it. It just
I think when
if it wasn't on the network, I genuinely wouldn't know how to watch it. I mean, I think it's on Hulu, but
in the UK, it's very hard to access Hulu.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Payback. We've got this. The Riot Squad defeated the Iconics. Oh, for fuck's sake. The Riot Squad pick up the win over the Iconics, and we'll see on Raw. I think the Iconics are better top.
I'm sure the Iconics will get the win on Raw, and they'll
get retribution. Yeah. Bobby Lashley defeated Apollo Crews, becoming United States champion. Great. I think Lashley needed the belt now. Apollo did a decent job, and we're still getting a little mini feud between the Hurt Business and Cedric, Apollo, and Ricochet.
Why did Apollo jump him after the match? Lashley won clear as out.
Yeah. Maybe frustration?
Not a good look, Apollo. It wasn't frustration, though. He was like smiling afterwards, being like, haha, I got one off.
Because it's Apollo. All he knows is how to smile. It could have murdered a family and just smile.
Now that's Rob Roode. Or Ronda Rousey when she first debuted.
Yeah. I forgot about her, Dave. Big E defeated Sheamus and not even love a promo. Everyone's been on Talking Smack. Big E's been incredible both weeks. The same with the Miz. Actually, the Miz has been fueling him, much like when Brian fueled the Miz to Miz switching. Miz has been doing that with Big E, which I really like.
Miz has been good. I'm a bit sad that he's leaving Talking Smack after his 2 weeks.
Is there? Is Xavier Woods coming?
Yeah, Woods is coming in.
Did you hear the story about that?
No.
So basically, they announced Talking Smack were returning with Charlie Caruso and Xavier Woods. Caleb Braxton. Did you not know? Some people didn't know that Xavier was going to be the show. Did you know who that was? Oh yes, it was Xavier Woods.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't told he was on Talking Smack. That's why he hasn't been on for 2 weeks, because he wasn't told the first week it was on.
He didn't know.
No. So they announced him without him knowing, which is just mental. It's typical WWE, but yeah Xavier's back there, but nice to see him. Yeah, I think we'll get a lot of Miz appearances in fairness where he's trying to fuel.
I'm off for a piss whilst you cover the first hour of Sunday Night Raw.
Okay. Wow. Matt Riddle defeated. Oh, fuck's sake! Why did he have to? Matt Riddle defeated King Corbin in
Big E versus Sheamus.
Yeah, Big E Sheamus. We'll talk about that for a bit. Good. The Talk Smack promo was big. He's still on the mic while he's pissing? Big E versus Sheamus. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Talking Smack, it was very good. And then it was after the match, he picks up the lovely win. I think Sheamus goes to the bro kick and he reverses to the big ending. And then it's when he goes to Corey and goes, "See, Corey, I stepped up." And I like that he's got this passion and aggressiveness that we saw from Kofi when he went on his run. I'd love to see a Big E title win now. And then you can have 3 years of Woods not getting anywhere, and the Big E and Kofi getting more frustrated. Like the Big E and Kofi give everything for Woods, and Woods can't pick up the win, and then it leads to a big moment. Not at WrestleMania, I think maybe Money in the Bank. Like Woods wins the briefcase surprisingly. Like Big E has his WrestleMania moment, but Woods never reaches that New Day. But he wins something that's a bit that the others haven't. Like he wins that Money in the Bank that gets him the belt.
You saying Big E should win Money in the Bank?
No, so I'm saying Big E should win the title at WrestleMania next year. So I'm all for that now. And then the New Day spend 2 to 3 years a year trying to get Woods to do it, because Big E have done it and they're all about this unity thing. And Woods can never do it in normal circumstances. So he manages to qualify for the Money in the Bank. And then in the Money in the Bank match 3 years from now, he's not a favour. You put big names in there. Not big names, but favourable contenders. And then all of a sudden, Woods just sneaks the belt. He wins it. And then it's the thing of the New Day scouting out the champion and looking for the best time for Woods to do it. Woods eventually cashes in and he does it. And then he's not the same. Like Big E and Kofi can have similar moments because their rise has been the same. But for Woods, I'd like it if it wasn't. It was a bit different. I want all the New Day to hold the big belt. I really do.
Okay. I don't think Big E will win it at WrestleMania. I don't think he'll even be in the match. I think that's just people getting a bit carried away with fantasy booking.
Oh,
I think it'd be great, but they don't believe that. This wouldn't have happened if Kofi hadn't have been injured. And like hasn't Kofi nearly been out for his time?
Probably, yeah.
He's been on for about 6 weeks.
True. But I think they've realised that Big E's got quite a bit of steam. I think they wouldn't have put him over Sheamus in his singles win if they didn't have a bit of faith in him.
But I think a Big E singles run is better with Kofi alongside him.
For sure. That's why I'd like Kofi. Like Big E maybe has got a chance to get a big win over someone, and then Kofi comes out and motivates him.
Yeah. Like imagine Kofi's world title win with neither of them two beside it.
It definitely wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
That moment wouldn't be the same. Riddle defeat Corbin, yeah, whatever, who cares? Real, I've lost steam for Matt Riddle. And I know that's so bad to say, but when he was the best thing on NXT to what he is now.
So it's amazing how they do it.
It's shocking, it. Oh, so Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Bayley, Sasha Banks. Surely the legitimate tag team will be able to pick up the win. No, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are tag team champions. I love the finish. I love that Shayna's basically tapping out Bayley while Sasha's trying to.
Sorry, I've just saying something. Kofi's not injured,
isn't he?
He just wants some time off.
Oh, fair play to him then.
Kofi's absolutely fine. He's just been given 6 weeks off to go and see his family and then come back to work. WWE have mentioned to every member of talent in the locker room, if you want some time off, then that's fine. Just tell creative and they'll find a way to write you off TV.
Oh, wow.
So he'll be back when he's back.
I doubt many people will probably ask for that because this is sort of the best time to get a chance at something.
Well, that's always better to hear that someone's not actually
injured. And you know what? It's nice to hear that WWE actually giving people time off. Oh, it does say he's injured.
What Ric Flair said?
Ric Flair says a lot of things.
He does, and Charlotte Flair denied it, but Rick said Charlotte's going to be out for a year.
What? Charlotte's definitely denied it. Charlotte says she'll be raring to go in a couple of months.
No, Rick said a year. So who knows?
Who does know? Not Rick, apparently. Keith Lee defeated Randy Orton in a very surprising win, but pushed Keith Lee to the moon.
I was amazed how quick this was.
6 minutes.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Which is mental. But I suppose, correct result, right? In your opinion?
Yeah. I mean, I expected Keith Lee to win, but I wasn't sure how. But, I mean, a 6-minute spirit bomb.
Lovely.
Go for it, Keith.
Big Bang Catastrophe no more?
I don't know.
He hasn't hit in the past 2 weeks.
I think the spirit bomb's a better finisher.
It's just a bigger Batista bomb.
Yeah, but he like proper hoists them up, doesn't he? And brings them down. Yeah.
Now we're going to one of my favourite matches of the night. Ray Dominic defeated Seth and Murphy. Oh, they're sowing the seeds, Simon. They're sowing the seeds.
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Wait, what? Sorry, where are we?
I'm on Ray and Dominic.
I've gone on to. I just presumed you're on next match.
No, I'm just going through what it says on the WWE.
When you said the seeds, I thought you meant the seeds of Bayley and Sasha's dissension. Right, no, my bad. Dominic.
Oh, if you want to talk about that quickly. Sorry, I did skim over the tag team match because I don't like that.
Oh, I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, I've missed out on something going down. I don't know. I thought this was one of the best matches of the night.
The tag team, the women's tag.
Yeah.
I think it was a good match. But
Shayna Baszler carried Nia Jax.
Yeah, for me, I say it every week. I'm just not a fan of Nia, and I know that she just. I don't know. There's something about which I'm not a fan of. That's all. True title, I think.
It might be the fact it looks like she's wrestling in quicksand. We'll move on. Yeah, Dominic and Seth and Murphy. It was good,
Sorry,
but it wasn't quite SummerSlam.
No, I enjoyed it. I think for me, it shows us. It just is adding more depth to the Messiah now. So not depth, but Ray and Dominic really pushed them too. And then when Seth sort of tried to get Murphy into the match, and then the Itsugure, Ray drops down, Murphy hits Seth, the typical wrestling thing. It's obviously not meant by Murphy. Seth doesn't see that. And then you've had in the past 2 weeks, we'll come on to it, Rob, but then you had Seth getting angry, walking away from Murphy, leaving Murphy by himself. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I'll let you talk about the main event because you probably watched it with sound. I didn't. And like you probably watched it more in depth. So I watched it last night. So I had to catch up.
So Fiend comes out. I was like, why is the Fiend entering first? Because he's the champion. Never mind. But then I realised it's because Braun Strowman jumps in, bell rings. I'm like, what? Why's the bell rung? There's no Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And the match just goes on for ages, about 10 minutes, no Roman Reigns. I wasn't that invested because I knew we were just killing time until Roman wins.
That is the problem when it's announced as a triple threat or announced as a certain type of match, and then that person's visible. He's obviously going to come out later. So whatever happens now is mountain. They had a great thing, by the way, like through the chokeslam through the announce table, a lot of steel step stuff, the ring breaking, where Lil H sells it like a champ.
No, he didn't sell it like a champ. He couldn't get himself over the top rope.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't. I'm gonna say sell it like a champ. I've got to give Lil H the credit he deserves. But yeah, the ring breaks, which I love a good ring break spot. But the problem is, I saw it, so I watched the first couple of matches of pay-per-view when I was awake, and then I went to bed. And I saw it coming from a mile off because the LED boards weren't there.
Yeah. Oh, see, I've seen quite a few people point that out, but I never noticed.
No, it was the first thing I noticed when the stream when I was like, "There's no LED boards."
The ring break spot didn't really add anything to it.
No. But I saw it coming. That's the problem. But yeah, I think the match was half decent. And then I'll let you talk about the Roman coming out.
Well, yeah, what is it to say? Roman shows up with a chair, drops the chair, does some stuff. I can't remember, to be honest. Oh,
it's all a blur.
He punts the Fiend in nods. Whacks Strowman with the chair. Strowman gets hit with a spear. Big Dog wins, and then he celebrates with Heyman as the show goes off the air.
Yeah,
they've given it an A. I'd give it a C.
I'd give it a meh. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was just I realised the one problem with pay-per-views is if it ends on a SmackDown roster match, you have to wait a full week. Then when it ends on Raw, you're like, yes, I'll tune into next week. Whereas when it ends, I'm like, I've got a week now.
I think Roman's off to Raw. So.
Do you? And
they want the Raw ratings up, don't they?
And who's off to SmackDown? Then who's the Raw champ? Drew.
McIntyre.
Yeah, I'm all for that actually. She can get some nice little matches with Drew.
Yeah, right, wouldn't it? It wouldn't really.
It's not like one of the trades where that's probably worthless. But I think once Drew has his feud with Orton, I think both sides have done everything they can do.
Yeah, and there was at the show where Payback is it a synonym for Retribution?
Yeah,
they didn't show up for the second pay-per-view.
Yeah, Retribution still haven't shown up on a show that Roman Reigns is on. Just saying.
Oh, that's nothing to do with it.
Are you sure?
There's no way Roman Reigns is leading those goofs.
They appear on Raw a lot of the time, but they don't appear on SmackDown when Roman's been there. Just saying.
They were on SmackDown.
They weren't. No.
They're not.
No. They said look out for him. No. I've got a problem here. I'm currently on Raw right now, and it doesn't just have the normal thing that it has it in video highlights. What's it doing to me? Raw results. There you go. Found it. No, it's all gone wrong.
I'll get going.
That's it. Shows Monday Night Raw.
I haven't actually fired up my notes yet. Right, here we are.
Professional, as you can tell.
Say my notes. My stolen
Bleacher
notes.
Reports.
Right, I've got no idea what order things happened on Raw. We kicked off with number one contenders match: Keith Lee versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, that's what it was. So the show opened up with Tom Phillips announcing that in the show today, there's gonna be 3 qualifying matches to the main event where the 3 winners will go face each other for a shot at Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. So the first match announced was Keith Lee versus Dolph Ziggler. The second match announced was Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. And the third it should have been Ray Seth, but with Ray suffering an injury, it was Dominic Seth. I remember now. And so then Keith Lee comes out at the top of the show and goes a very nice promo. Orton interrupts. Again, starts cutting a promo. I think Orton interrupts. Ziggler comes in, gets the sneak attack on Lee, and the match starts. Lee picks up the win over Ziggler.
Whoa, sorry. I'm just looking at her because it's off topic, but Ember Moon. And apparently her injury can take up to 2.5 years to recover from.
Oh my god, that is.
But yes, quite. Back to Raw. Does Dolph Ziggler only show up when they need someone to challenge for like a top title? He doesn't do anything otherwise.
He was on Raw Underground a couple of weeks ago, and that was it.
Oh, that's not Raw Underground doesn't count. No. Titus O'Neil was there. Yeah,
he was on Raw Underground.
Keith Lee gets the big win.
Perfect.
That's always good.
Yeah. Asuka wants a new challenger. Mickie James comes out and sort of answers it. And she starts talking. Then who interrupts? The worst wrestler ever. No, Natalya.
No, she's the most winningest wrestler.
I'm kidding. I'm not a fan of Natalya. I'm really not. And Lana, they come out doing their influencer gimmick. Fair enough. Mickie beats Lana in a match.
She sure did.
I like Mickie. I really like Mickie James.
Everyone likes Mickie James.
But yeah, it was pointless. I don't know where Asuka goes from this.
Speaking of pointless,
is it the number one qualifier?
Orton versus Owens.
Kayla. Yeah, so they had a backstage segment where I think it was Kayla outside or Charlie. It's one of I can never tell which one's on which show. Either Charlie's on Raw or Kayla.
Charlie's on Raw, Kayla's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Elise Ashton was on SummerSlam.
Who?
Elise Ashton, the one who said Matt Riddle's got a crap home life or something.
Oh. So is Sarah Schreiber the NXT one?
I forgot about Sarah Schreiber. Hang on. Right, basically, I didn't like the Owens Orton segment because they finally turned Aleister Black heel, and now I feel like he's just Randy Orton's. He's just doing things for Randy Orton.
You know what? I didn't see this. So Charlie comes is outside Randy's Aleister Black's dark room, and when she's talking about what's happening, Randy leaves, and I thought, actually, I sort of like the thing that Randy's seen the KO thing and gone to him saying, "You'll have free shot at him. I won't interrupt or anything. You get your free chance at KO." And Black's, I don't think he was really doing his dirty work, because if this was not premeditated, like KO and Black never had an actual feud against each other, it was just them random attacked by Black, fair enough. But I think because I think that I forgot English, that Black and KO have already had this confrontation, that it does fit in with each other. And I'm all for the result as well. Randy beating him quick after the attack puts Black over, that Black's attack's done that much damage that Orton can hit the RKO so quick. Kevin always saw this perfectly. He still wanted to fight as a prize fighter, and then he goes to swing for Orton and he just falls. Like the Black Master's done so much to him, and then Orton picks up a very quick win. I quite like this. Giving it A- on a Bleach Report, and I think
not for me, but I think I just like Aleister Black too much. We've got 4 weeks till Clash of Champions, haven't we? So
yeah,
that's it. That's pretty much it, isn't it? It's gonna be. We'll build to a match at that show. He's not. He's not been on a pay-per-view since Money in the Bank.
Who's this?
Aleister Black.
Yeah, but in fairness, he had that time away to redo his character and stuff. So.
Yeah. Even so.
Bobby Lashley challenge. Yeah. Lashley, Benjamin, and MVP of Her Business versus Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders.
So just going back a second, basically, Kayla Braxton's on SmackDown and so is Sarah Schreiber.
Okay, so they're both on SmackDown.
So
Charlie's on Raw.
Caruso's on Raw, and Elise Ashton is on.
How do you spell
Hey,
it? Elise?
No, she doesn't have a profile.
Oh no, she made a pay-per-view debut. Oh, so she's new.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's new.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm about to say if you go on a pro wrestling fandom page, yeah, there is nothing, literal nothing. A debut January the 17th, 2020. What?
Yeah, she's been doing This Week in WWE with Scott Stanford.
I've completely forgot that was a show.
I'm a nerd and I watch that every week.
Fair play. I remember Scott Stanford.
I like Scott Stanford. Yeah, he's quite funny. Hurt Business versus Cedric and the Viking Raiders. I don't remember watching this. Do you?
Yeah, but it was meh. It was nothing of business. Devin Vanette gave Ivar a good luck kiss. Yeah. And then, but I did like the ending. So MVP gets rolled up by Alexander, and instead of MVP getting angry, he smiles. And I thought, well, you know what happens after, but I like it. I was like, Alexander's outsmarted MVP. I think MVP was smiling because he's realised that Alexander's used dirty tactics. Alexander rolled the tights, I think. And I was thinking MVP smiling because he sort of got in Alexander's head of being a dirty bastard. And Lashley and Bedry tried to attack him and MVP stopped him. I thought, this is great. Maybe it's a thing of MVP's realised what Cedric's doing and thinking, well, maybe I could use this as my benefit, bring him on board with me if he's trying to cheat. And then they had a backstage segment where the Hurt Business attacked him, taught him a lesson, which just don't make sense. Why would you attack him backstage and not in the ring?
Because
by himself.
They can sneak attack and he won't see it coming backstage. I don't know. He'll never see it coming.
He'll never see it coming. Number one contender, loser disbands. So the Iconics says you see this match and you think easy. Right?
No, you think Iconics. You think why is it happening for the 9th time since August?
8th time since August that this match had happened. I'm pretty confident. But you think easy Iconics winning the right squad going to Little Mini feud. Oh no.
No.
Why did he agree to the match? That's what I don't understand.
Vince likes Peyton Royce, doesn't he? Supposedly.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do it.
Strange. Fucking strange.
I don't think the higher ups realise just how popular the Iconics are.
No, I don't. But the thing is, where did the Iconics go after this? We obviously saw we'll talk about Raw Underground.
Peyton Royce will be fine. Where does Billy Kay go?
I don't know. AEW, no.
Raw Underground, if anything. The rest of the show.
Number one contenders qualifier: Seth Rollins versus Dominic. Again, another back and forth. Dominic looks like he's going to win. He hits 619. He goes for the frog splash. Rollins moves away. Hits a stomp as Ray and his wife and daughter look on Angie. Poor Angie. She looks scared for her life. For Dominic.
Dominic is this his 4th match? 3rd? No, 4th.
4th. No, Seth.
4th.
Yeah, 4th.
He's 4th in 9 days. He's really good, isn't he?
I want him to have a new different finisher. I don't want him to have his dad's finisher. It's my one problem with him.
Oh, why? If he owns the right to use it, surely he can.
But they call it 619, so I'd like him just not be completely separate from Ray, like keep the Mysterio name and stuff, but just have maybe a different finisher. It's a minor problem.
All right.
But yeah, I think you should have a different finisher to him. Tornado tagged the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Gasby. It goes to a no contest. So the match is going on, and then all of a sudden, people in black costumes. I didn't notice it because the segment before was a 24/7 segment, or something like that, or early in the show, and they looked exact. I just thought it were the ninjas.
You thought it was the case that was ninjas. You are not the only person to have made that.
I thought it was the cameramen, because the cameramen are in all black as well.
Yeah.
His mental.
Well,
But
right.
it's retribution. And Angel Garza, he doesn't stay in the ring. He leaves the ring and he takes Demi Burnett with him, and leaving Profits Andrade and Vega to get beat up. So last week when we got them 6 people lined up, you think, okay, this is the retribution.
Yeah.
How good they're going to be. Fuck that. Never mind.
Right. Are Retribution going to wrestle in their... Look, if they wear normal wrestling attire, that's weird. If they wear if they dress like Akira Tozawa's ninjas, that's just boring gear. Do they reveal themselves? Do they just take the mask off?
When do Retribution get revealed? That's my problem.
Do they ever get revealed? Where do they go?
I think it's a hacker thing. Again, they put so much time and effort into it.
They're not dropping it.
I think they are
beyond droppable now. You've got to commit to it.
I just want them to. I just want a reveal now. Just have one person. That's all. Give me one person.
I think it was either Sean Rossap or Ryan Satin.
One of the boys.
I think with Ryan Satin, they said with every passing week that you don't reveal a member of Retribution, they lose more and more intrigue.
Yeah, even if it's 1 week next week, you get one member revealed. It might be the lowest ranked member. It was the same with the Dark Order, where the guy wasn't revealed, but they kept on bringing some more people, recruiting more people. So I think it should be the same with Retribution. Is you get a reveal every 2 weeks of a new guy. That gives you how long? Let's say there's 6 people. That gives you 12 weeks. That gives you 3 months to keep the steam of all the members being revealed. Then maybe you have a higher leader.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to have a look at when
Retribution
debuted, because I feel like it's been longer than we think.
A month, maybe.
Do you think it's? No way.
SummerSlam was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks.
It was
3
on
weeks.
12th of August. No way has it been less than a month.
Yeah.
13th of August. So they debuted on Monday the 10th.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So 1, 2.
I feel like they've been around forever.
It's just been it was a month yesterday.
How have they flattened them out this much?
Mental, innit? In a month. I think this is where you start doing one reveal. Maybe even one reveal a month is all they need.
I don't think we'll have a reveal by Clash of Champions.
Oh, no.
Is it Clash of Champions or Clash of the Champions?
Clash of Champions.
Because Sarah Schreiber said Clash of the.
I don't think WWE even know anymore.
Wikipedia have got it down as Clash of Champions.
I think it's Clash of Champions.
2 different shows, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't like Clash of Champions as a concept because it implies that the champions are clashing with each other.
Yeah, when they're not. That's Survivor Series. I'm looking forward to Survivor Series this year. I love Survivor Series. My third favourite pay-per-view.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in October.
Is that because we're Saudi?
Well, if they can go to Saudi, they'll go to Saudi. But if they don't, then it'll be Hell in a Cell, won't it? And
yeah.
I really like the idea of Hell in a Cell, and I'm so desperate for it to work, but it never works.
I'm just trying to think what feud you'll have after Clash of Champions that might
You'd
work.
have Roman versus The Fiend in Hell in a Cell, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Which works well. It's a bit of more of a blood feud.
But yeah, it's either Saudi or Hell in a Cell. I'm not sure which one I want. Morally, I want Hell in a Cell. But let's face it, if you're going to go to Saudi Arabia, just get it over and done with.
Yeah.
The pandemic never stopped them.
No. We're back at Raw Underground, though, with Titus O'Neil making his Raw Underground debut. It takes out two wrestlers. They've got Titus singing. Then Riddick Moss steps up and gets a knockout.
Oora, 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 as Titus O'Neil would say.
I'm glad that Titus was on it,
It gets him out and about, doesn't it?
It's weird that Raw Underground fits wrestlers that you never thought it would. And all they're wearing is jeans.
I'm not sure it fits him.
It does fit him, but I'd rather see him Raw Underground than wrestling in a ring. I feel like jeans suits Titus rather than his little green tights.
I didn't actually know. I didn't look to that extent. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. If it was up to me, actually, I don't think I'd do a October show. I think because they've done 2 in August, Clash of Champions is right at the end of September, and you've got NXT Takeover and an NXT UK Takeover, both in October.
True, very true.
So I'm bound for glory. Not that that matters to WWE, but I think you
for us,
scrap TLC and go to Saudi Arabia in December.
okay, I can see that for sure.
No one cares about TLC.
Jessamine Duke made sort of a debut. She dominated someone. Easy, simple. And then another female competitor came out. Marina Shafir took her out, and then you saw Peyton Royce and Billie Kay backstage. Peyton Royce throws Billie Kay into the ring to get beat down by Duke and Shafir. Well, really bad. The icon, mental.
I don't remember.
This might be looked back at one of the stupidest booking decisions ever.
What, the Iconics?
Breaking up the Iconics, yes.
You can't call it stupid until you see where it leads.
I can. For me, unless it leads back to the Iconics, fair enough. I just don't. You can't break up. You've got women's tag team belts. They really are only proper tag team.
You have such little faith.
It's WWE, Simon. How about say they proved so many times.
They've done nothing to earn your faith.
Poor Iconics. And then in the main event of Rowan and Simon is Apollo Crews, Michelle Benjamin, and yeah, her business stood strong again.
Yeah.
Makes Apollo look a little bit weak. In my opinion.
Slightly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm presuming Apollo's going to get a rematch at Clash of Champs.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Hurt Business move on to someone else. I feel like Apollo Crews has just been stuck with them forever.
Apollo, Cedric, and Ricochet.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look actually and see when was the last time Apollo Crews faced someone that wasn't like in this group.
I'll move on to where you found it. If you found it,
yeah, I've got it up now. Apollo Crews, when was the last time he faced one of these that wasn't? Oh, it was actually. Yeah, fair enough. It was Andrade.
Oh, right. Was that
at Backlash? Although I'm not sure this website's right. Never mind. Moving on.
For the main event of Raw, it was a number one contendership. Randy Orton versus Keith Lee versus Seth Rollins. Randy and Seth were going to team up to take out Keith Lee. And they did. They put him through into the announce table to steal steps. Lee was not having any of that. And we threw the Viper into the ringside area and then focused on the Messiah. Lee turned the stomp into a spirit bomb, lovely spirit bomb to Seth. And then Orton, lurking as the Viper does, RKO to Keith Lee, does a forward roll over Keith, and then pins Seth to take the win. Love that. Keith doesn't get pinned. He doesn't look weak because he's just being RKO'd. Seth can eat losses on a down descent of madness. Murphy wasn't there because he sent Murphy to the back, which I loved. I completely forgot to mention the Dominic stuff. Him just screaming at Murphy saying, go to the back now. I don't want you out here. I don't know where it goes. Again, I don't know whether Murphy just goes out, like, not part of the Messiah anymore.
Murphy pops out Seth Rollins' eye. Seth Rollins goes on paternity leave.
But then what happens when Seth returns?
He clobbers Murphy, and that's that. But that'll be ages. That'll be a few months down the line. It's WWE. They don't book that far ahead.
No, they don't. That was Monday Night Raw, though, and wrestling's draining.
It was all right. I don't really know what to think of Raw because I'm too in my wrestling bubble at the moment. There's just so much happened. I don't know what's good and what's bad. I guess it was all right. Keith Lee continued to look good, but breaking up the Iconics, 3 out of 5. No. Yeah, 3 out of 5. It was a Raw. That was average.
So this week in wrestling, we've got Tuesday. We've got tonight. We've got this Super Tuesday show.
There's 3 shows tonight. There's AW Dark, Super NXT, and most importantly, Impact Wrestling.
Impact. So big NXT show and big Impact show. On Thursday, you've got AEW's main show. I think it's on a Thursday.
I thought it was on Wednesday night.
And maybe back on Wednesday. It might be back. I can't remember. The schedule's really fucked with me. On Friday, you've got Friday Night SmackDown, and on Saturday, you've got All Out, and then on Monday, you've got Monday Night Raw. All Out this weekend. Be very fun. Now, I've been trying to think of a question for obviously the main event. We'll move on to it now. I'm going to go. Tony Khan's come to you and gone, we've got unlimited budget. You can bring in 3 wrestlers from WWE, but you have to make 3 trades. Who do you trade and who do you bring in from WWE? And this is all based on ratings. No, it's not. It's based on you as well. You've got to trade them out. So it's not like you can bring in Roman and that's it. You've got to bring in Roman and take out someone of his caliber.
Wardlow for Adam Cole.
Ooh, I quite like that. All right, okay, that's your first one.
I need to think about this quite a bit. Well,
I'll tell you my first one.
Go on.
Finn Balor for Sammy Guevara. So both cruiserweight, not cruiserweight guys, but yeah, they're more on the cruiserweight side.
Nyla Rose for
Tamina.
Nyla Rose for who's not doing much, or who's I don't know. I'd give him. I'd only trade Nyla Rose for another woman if they were going to do anything with their women's division.
Yeah, because that
I don't know. Maybe someone like. Let me think.
If you think of the problem is when you look at the women's rosters on both, there's no one that sparks out like big trade.
Kavita Devi to get the Indian views.
For God's sake. If I don't know, she does amazing.
My second one, Kavita Devi.
You know, we'll do. So you've done your one male. We'll do women. So you've done that one. Then we'll do tag teams. For my women, I'm gonna go Bianca for big swap. No, Bianca for. I'm trying to think of other women on that roster. It's not Hikaru Shida. Ali? No, I don't think it's a fair trade. I'm gonna go Bianca for Ali just because I think Bianca can do some really good stuff if she's given the opportunity.
Oh god, I'm not what's it.
And then tag team. I don't know my tag team.
Oh, there's barely any teams though, is there really?
Street Profits for Natural Nightmares. Because I want to see Street Profits versus Private Party because that'd be the most ever energetic match ever.
Yeah, but then you'd have QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes in WWE.
Exactly.
Oh no.
I wasn't really thinking for WWE with that one. I was just thinking for AEW.
Angelico and Jack Evans.
I forgot about them too.
Angelico and Jack Evans for Cesaro and Shinsuke.
Oh, that's a shout.
There you are. And
that is a great shout.
You just split up Cesaro and Shinsuke as soon as you get there.
Fair play. That's an incredible shout. Yeah, because both guys can do a lot more.
Angelico and Jack Evans aren't up to much.
Nah. Have they even been on the show since pandemic?
They're on Dark every week for the last 3 weeks, but they've not been on Dynamite itself.
At least they start getting on minor TV. But we've got your shameless promotion now. If you haven't heard of us, with the Sports Corner YouTube channel, it's not just the Wrestling Corner, every 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. It is many stuff. So on Monday, we've got Tier List with KD. I went on yesterday. We ranked Premier League kits. See where we ranked some of the most disgusting kits. Some of them are not nice. On Thursday or Friday, time unknown again, it's the NFL Corner. They're back. And they're very more invigorated. I think having that breakaway really helped them to find out, just to have a bit more fun with the NFL. So we did last week, they did Kieran predictions for the season. Will's got his predictions up this week. On Sunday, I'm back with an F1 watch along. This time we are in Monza for the Italian GP. I think this week, it might be this week before we come on the podcast, possibly next week. We have UEFA Nations watch-alongs. Me and Sam will be back next Tuesday. I think I don't think we will have a break. I think we'll be fine. in terms of like moving in and stuff. There'll be no F1 watch along on the 13th, I doubt, 'cause moving in and things like that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Anything you want to promote, Simon?
Impact Wrestling and Wrestle House.
Go watch
There you
Impact
go.
Wrestling and Wrestling. Big Johnny Swinger.
That's all.
Prince said Liverpool's work kit is not wet, by the way. Thank you, Prince. I appreciate it. But thank you everyone to watch the podcast. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Share it with family. Share it with anyone who really doesn't care or cares at all. But thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next week for some all-out shenanigans.